Hey, what is going on, truth lovers? And welcome back to the Eternal Courtroom. Okay.
What is that? A tiny scrap of metal?
Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Okay, so this is episode 60. Let's try and get some hot and tasty progression in, because damn, I don't want this to get to episode 100.
Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence?
It was lodged in the chamber of his pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got in there.
And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road?
Oh, yo, time to get serious. Deep breath. Let's go. I am.
What?
When put together with another piece of evidence, okay, there's no way we can fail this, surely. Already in the court record. I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. Could it be? Could we be closing in on the fifth and final case? I don't like it. It seems too straightforward.
You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well then. Present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case?
Okay. Oh, bit too hasty there. I just hit the button on the first knife-related thing. Actually, no, that's not it. Don't take a life off me, please!
Do you care to explain yourself?
Sorry, I was just thinking to myself. And it sort of slipped out. This is real bad. After I joked, we got it wrong.
Here in Great Britain, sir, gentlemen keep their thoughts to themselves.
Ah, yes, of course. We do in the Empire of Japan as well, usually too. No!
Then you shouldn't mind paying the price for shocking the court with that ludicrous outburst.
Shocking the court? You didn't even raise an eyebrow. We should be able to prove what this fragment of metal... Yeah, whatever. Come on, shut up! I messed up! Shut up, everyone! We could load it. That's an unfortunate life lost. But, nah, screw it. Come on. I was on this bloody screen after all. Well, at least we got it right. Music stopped. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing.
A common issue with the inferior blade sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in their victims' bones.
And what of this particular knife?
No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Yeah, that is not a fact. No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of his pipe. Ah!
Ah! Good grief!
I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match.
Good golly gosh!
Okay, he's getting more and more shocked as each case goes by.
Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery?
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle.
A miracle?
So Van Zieks has figured it out, has he?
Council, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Man, can't Van Zieks take over? Yes, my lord, the crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside his pipe? Well, obviously before the lady was stabbed. Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony.
Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did, yes.
Okay, yeah. Nice little flashback. Look at her shaking. Look at her cheeks wobbling while she shakes. That's amazing. Garadev. That could be either of them, right? Maybe it's both of them. Oh, dearie me. Well, it'll be Garadeb's then, surely. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, she flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed him, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
Which caused the tip to break off, of course.
Good lord.
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside his pipe.
The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1.
And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Unless you are the murderer, good sir. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. This is ridiculous.
Ah!
In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garadeb's house, the 360, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Now that I don't understand, because it would be falling vertically. But, I'm sure Van Zieks will pipe up and say that. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh no! She stood on a box! Uh-oh. Stop doing shots of tea! No, he's got his wine! This is bad news.
A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage.
Is he gonna throw it?
Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
Sorry?
But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because, you see...
Oh, yo. That's when he gets hella cocky.
It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
It's gonna be the angle of the knife, surely. An insurmountable what?
Explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified?
An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back.
Unless she somehow tripped, so she was like lying on the floor already, and then the knife would just fall straight down. But otherwise, yeah. There's no way there was a double ricochet, like it bounced off the wall near her and then stabbed her. Yes, in her... Ah! Oh, yo! That's right, you silly little man! God damn, that was a hella chop.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about?
Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above...
No, I called it all along!
There's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
Okay, there was no need for him to destroy his glass on his own, positive progression there, but yeah.
Order!
Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, stop slapping him! It would have struck her on the top of the head. Well, this is bad. He's lost for words, look. I knew it. I never liked his theory in the first place. I don't know, though. What really did happen? Did the old man hear any of that? Yeah, but still, the knife tip in the pipe, surely.
It would appear the defense has made rather a spectacular blunder.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history.
Oh man, he's got us on the ropes. No, don't get defeated. We were so close, I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. Oh no. Susato, you got to step in here. This is usually the time she pipes up, right? But now the way has been blocked completely by just one simple inconsistency. Or in other words, yes! Hooray! We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency and the theory will stand. Well, that's not majorly helpful, but yeah. You mustn't worry. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. Yeah, good point. Can't panic in court. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court's record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. Right, so potentially we're getting no more clues, which may indicate that we might be almost at the end of this case.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend.
Big words. Better safety save like a coward.
Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
God damn, he's really piling on the pressure. Oh, yo. Very nice. Why's he saying it with his head in his hands? This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. Triple slap. It's a test. Okay, one death smash. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of the back. Alright, mate. Before someone interrupts you, you are just proving the prosecution's theory. Under normal circumstances, that is. Okay, the twist.
What are you implying?
Counsel?
There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency, that can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. What? What could it be? The book? Ah! Maybe she saw the book flying out the window. And I don't know, like, reach for it, lost balance, then stabbed? Because she wouldn't have been standing vertically, she may have been sort of leant over, to sort of catch the book, which would sort of lengthen your spine a bit. Don't know if lengthen would be the right word. You'd be your stance would be leaning a bit forward, anyway. That's the only thing I can think of, unless it's the picture. It's gotta be. Yeah, the picture or the book. Picture 2 or the book. Let's go with that for now. We already have the answer. Goodness. Utter madness.
Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak.
Okay, little save here, just in case it does go completely south. And we have to keep doing the quick loads. Come on. Another deep breath. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. It's got to be because the book has been one of the biggest mysteries this entire case, when we've got into the courtroom. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is...
Take that!
Oh, we got a music stop and a death smash. Yes, this, the 4th book found at the scene. 180 spin. This is the final piece of the evidence the defense will present. That sounds like a new victory tune. I like it a lot.
The burnt book.
Is that not Mr. Galadeb's book?
Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photo clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that.
Oh shit, I completely forgot about that. Oh, but he replicated the crime scene. So he may... Although a dead body would clutch a book pretty tight, right? I'm not sure how tight the old dead man's grasp is. If you've got to sort of carry a body over your shoulder or whatever and go across the road.
Quite so. As part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road.
That's true, however. As part of his testimony, the constable made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. Okay, little flashback. Why'd you do that? Oh, well, sir. It's because how it was. What a joker. Did all that just to finally go for dinner and have a good night's sleep. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Well, I should say so.
But she's not dead yet, so this isn't murder. What is it? Just... assault with a weapon or something, right?
Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything.
So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh dearie me! So what? Timeline-wise, did we face Van Zeeks on the previous case yesterday? Because that's quite jokes if we've beat the legendary Reaper of the Bailey 2 days in a row. Might be about a week apart or something.
We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadeb household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes, at exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. Ah, did she bend down to pick it up? The book I threw? Yes. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? You certainly wouldn't expect to get stabbed in the back. Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down. But no one's testified to her bending down, just suddenly dropping dead, right? Oh, but if it happened in like the same instant, just as you're crouching down, you get stabbed, then you would sort of start crouching and then suddenly drop to completely animation. Well, not animation, but you know what I mean. And pick the book up. Yes, that's exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Lucky she didn't limbo the other way to pick it up. Would have got a knife in the damn heart. Then in the very next moment, while the woman is still bent over picking up the book. Okay, got ya. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant.
Well, I never!
It appears to him that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Ah!
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker.
So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene of the crime in the first place.
Nice. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Could it be you shut your damn bat mouth, Van Zeeks? Okay, no objection. Well. Okay, she stopped shaking. The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something like that. And you didn't say anything? There, old bean. Poor Mrs. Garadeb. Oh, such a sad wobble sag on the way down. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? Too bally well right, love. I take full responsibility. I let the anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well. Damn. John, dear. It's all right. I know. Ah. I'm ever so sorry. She was going to say, I love you. Truly, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Hey, good catch. Uh-oh. He's struggling. Such a deep sumo squat to catch her. Got her. Such true love.
Lord Van Zeeks, what news of Mrs. Galadeb?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had left her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could easily have been a terrible tragedy. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord.
The victim is not dead, surely. Hey, nice.
I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated. Her condition is improving steadily and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
That'd be awful if she wakes up and she's just like, no, it was that Japanese man who stabbed me. It's strange, but we've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yeah, that is good news. Come on, Judge, just make it official.
So, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
That's probably Sosuke, right? Hey, it's this guy.
Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
Nice. If the judge is apologising, surely we're out of the woods. Van Zeeks is quiet. Come on, just make it official. No. It is me who should be begging your pardon. Don't just say I killed that woman. Oh no. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
I was sure that the woman was dead.
Yes, the constable said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she'd been killed too.
Man, she's just bleeding out under her big jacket, and everyone's like, "Yep, no worries, love. You chip off, find someone else. I'll watch the body, and we'll have dinner." She needed serious medical attention. Did we read that? Yeah, we did. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. Damn. Slightly sad tune. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor fella, his imagination really has got the better of him. Yeah, he might read a lot of crime fiction and horror as well, which might not help.
Yes, poor man.
So, when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help. For a doctor. For the police. Oh, yo. Instead, I've managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry. Nice. Hammer comes down. Sounds like pleasant victory music to me.
One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We were befooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions.
It wasn't thanks to Van Zeeks at all.
But thanks to Lord Van Zeeks and our young lawyer here from the east, that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Oh.
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Yes, my lord.
In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability.
Yeah, I suppose it is part of the judicial system, and jurors do have to give their verdict, but, you know, it's pretty open and shut now. That's going to be really not cool if they go, actually, nah, he's guilty.
Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
Especially when the judge, defence and prosecution are all in agreement. As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare that truth can be extremely cruel at times.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Hey, yo! Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know, but I know what her decision would be. That's surely not allowed. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time.
I say, I'll have a corker of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman!
Not guilty.
Yeah.
Not guilty.
Yeehaw!
Guilty.
Nice.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Yeah. Hadouken! The Shinku Hadouken of truth and justice has been ignited and launched.
Very well, I hereby pronounce you
Not guilty. Ah. It does not rain confetti in court. Fireworks in court? Hell yeah. Another hammer?
And finally,
Oh, yes, Lord Sir.
you are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me.
Okay, very stern judge there. Oh yes, sir. Of course, on my life. I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned.
Right, we are at the half-hour mark now, but I think we'll just push through until it actually gives us the old end and save suggestion. Yeah, just to completely wrap this up. Oh, locum. Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another locum here? Is there even one?
Compared to the original, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last, I'm free, joyful, joyous, jubilant jubilation! Heady, hearty happiness, hurrah!
Oh, I am pleased. He's delighted.
Would it be so hard just to say that then?
Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that! Lovely, loyal locum lawyer!
Yeah?
I mean, as I said before, I have just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners, I see towering brick buildings, and from high up windows I see them looking down on me laughing, look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear, I'm sure it's all in your head.
But today, you locum lawyer gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that baronial bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!"
Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you.
This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan.
An anecdote? Is that what's to become of all my hard work? Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. No, not Sholmes right at the end. I apologise for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Oh, what a pleasure to see you.
I see I am here, not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh,
The trial shall begin presently, and I wish you the very best of luck. The trial's over, mate. You slept in. It's just finished. What? No, then my haste was in vain.
Ah! It's you! Herlock Sholmes!
Oh, yeah, I forgot he hates him. Oh, have we met, sir?
this is the man you had arrested.
Ah, I see. I failed to recognise you at first. Our previous encounters have taken place in the gloom, either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming.
This is all your fault! You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal! I'm going to give you a piece of my mind!
My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Uh-oh. Ah. Had she been taken to hospital more urgently? I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. Yep, can't really tear strips out of him when he's caught you like that.
I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind. Now then, what was it you wanted to say to me, sir?
Nothing.
Typical. Priceless. Oh, I am sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless. Poor fella. Come on, I want to end this episode. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
But there is no bright side.
Whatever do you mean?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits and now by the Reaper.
Ah, Banziques.
I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed.
It will all be alright.
Oh yeah, the last witness that lost to the Bailey died. Or beat the Bailey died. Beat the Reaper, I should say.
If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you.
Hiya! No, don't throw me as an example.
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Right, guys, we surely can't be more than a few lines of dialogue before the end. But upside down from a takedown is a good way to go. So let's leave it there for today. So, bish bash bosh, we'll have a tiny bit of cleanup from this case next episode, but we are straight into the final case, or, from the looks of this, episode 5. So guys, as always, if you like the looks of any of the suggested videos flooding the screen at this very second, check some of them out, and more importantly, let me know what you thought, because you know I love that. Great Ace Attorney feedback. If you've missed any of the playthrough so far, then catch up. And as always, guys, I hope you're well. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.